We have a segment called Ask Dan, where you, the viewer, get to write to me questions regarding relationships and marriages, and I get to answer. Today's question comes from, I don't know whether this is a man or a woman, but they write, "Dear Dan, my spouse cheated on me. I just found out. What should I do?" You know what? Infidelity is a very, 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 very hurtful thing, because it almost communicates to you that all that you've built with your spouse doesn't matter. But I want to tell you this. You need to heal. You need to find a way of making the decision. Are you going to stay in this marriage, or are you going to leave? Because there's some people who end up living in the marriage. There's some people who end up staying in the marriage. That is your choice. But the number one key thing that you need to do is actually the thing for today: forgiveness. Forgive yourself, forgive your partner, forgive any particular person that you feel is responsible, so that now you can move past it, because it is going to hurt you if you base your life based on that incident of cheating. So yes, you decide. Are you going to stay, or are you going to leave? And have a conversation with your partner, with your spouse. Do we go for counseling? If you choose to stay, go for counseling together, so that now you can get to solve the situation. What happened? How can your spouse build up the trust, and what can you two do so that you can build this marriage better? But at the end of the day, if you stay or leave, it's up to you. Forgive. If you have any questions that you'd like me to answer regarding relationships or marriage, feel free to write to me on 111 444 111 or through our social media handle, and I'll be glad to answer. Thank you. Welcome back, dear viewer, here on Decoded, here at the Trademark Hotel, and I'm joined by this amazing couple, Michael na Bilha. Now, when I told you people, waliachana for a whole good year, so Bilha tuambie, kuliendaje, what happened?
What happened is ilifika to some point nimekuwa mgonjwa, nilipata throat infection na nilipata juu ya kusmoke. Because wakati nilisikia hiyo infection, sikuacha kuvuta sigara. I still continued smoking.
So even when you had the infection,
yeah,
you were continuing to smoke?
Smoking. I was still smoking. Na mind you hapo, sikuli food but naendelea kusmoke. So ndio my brother nikaongea naye, akasikia huyo mtu ni mgonjwa, akaambia my parents, then my dad came for me. Malikuwa tunaishi Zimmerman. Ndio akanirudisha home Rongai, but akanipeleka hospitali. And that was it. And then my parents wakaniambia usiwahi rudi hiyo Zimmerman tena. Then I was like, sitawahi rudi tena, dad, sirudi Zimmerman. But of course I used to go and look for him.
As in you're being told usirudi, don't go back to Michael.
Lakini nilikuwa job, angekuja job aniangalie, na mimi ningetoka tu ni Zimmerman nimtafute. Yeah, na saizo wamerudi. Saizo mimi nilichukuliwa na wazazi wangu. Yeye naye hakuweza kukaa kwa nyumba. Alihama, akarudi kwa mzazi pia.
Oh. Pia ukaenda kwa wazazi wako?
Baba ya watoto wawili. Akarudi kwa wazazi.
So you two separated, you went to your parents, you went to your parents.
He went to the parents' house.
Okay. What about the children? How did this affect the children?
Okay. Actually, sidhani kama watoto walikuwa tu wananuliza, because they were still young.
Yeah.
But there was a prayer I used to pray. Nilikuwa naambiaga Mungu na kuomba. Usiwahi taka watoto wangu wa grow, wakuwe wakubwa, wanipate nikivuta sigara. And let me tell you for sure. Unaona ile saying watu wanasemaga Mungu, mvua inanyeshiaga hata wale wenye dhambi.
Yeah.
Yenyewe siku Mungu alisikia maombi, na hiyo mvua ilinyesha kwa sababu I got born again when my kids were still young. Na sasa wakunipata kwa hiyo state ya ulevi, na wakunipata hiyo state ya kuvuta sigara. So hii ni story huwa tunawapatia. Wanagani kama ni movie. I remember there was a client I was sharing with, she's called Esther. I told her half of my story. I can bill her, you know what? Vile unatengeneza nywele hivi, watch series nusu when I was telling her my story. Yeah.
So for a whole good year, you're not looking for your wife, you're not wondering what's going on?
That is a very good question.
Yeah.
Though it happened to be one of my very hardest part of my life, having lived with someone for 8 good years. Now she's not around me. I started now washing my clothes again. I started cooking for myself. I started now looking like someone who is just a disturbed mind, because I really had a hard time when we separated. Though I could go to her workplace, wait for her. Maybe I find her busy. I could wait for her, She finishes her assignments, then I could escort her to their stage, Pale Railways. Then I could go back to Zimmerman. And as she has said, I reached a point that I could not take care of myself. Yes, I was getting money out of the drug business. I used to sell bang, which could give me a lot of money. But all the money, I could transact a business of 1,000 shillings and spend 900 shillings on alcohol. And the 100 shillings is the one I could now
For the family.
eat.
Yeah.
Not
Not
for
even
the family.
for you,
I was
kukula.
alone. Yeah.
Kula.
Unajifikiria tu wewe.
Yeah, I was alone. So it reached a point that I could not even pay house rent.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I went back to my parents. A full grown-up bearded man going back to his parents. That was how bad it was living without my wife. Yes, she used to come because even when the parents took her away from me, it's not that we had quarrels. They just came because she was sick. Okay? So, si ati tulikuwa tumekosana na yeye. So our love was still there. Even during the separation. It grew even more. Okay? So I want to say that it wasn't easy during that separation. But again, I thank God because during that separation is when I came to reinvent myself, to reflect on my life.
I like that, reinventing yourself.
Yes, and to know what I really want in life.
So to the issue of forgiveness, because hapo mlikuwa mmezozana, kulikuwa na kupigana, kulikuwa na irresponsibility, kulikuwa na mambo za alcoholism, mambo za drug taking and what no separation, kuliendaje?
Okay, angenikosea akuje, maybe amelewa, tunaongea, anapiga hata magoti ananiambia nimsamehe, maybe angenifanya kitu maybe ama kuchapana hivyo, kuongeleshana vibaya. Kila sana namwambia tufanye hivi, tufanye nini, hiyo inamlemea. So I used to forgive na sikuwa na hesabu ni mara ngapi nimemforgive, na pia mimi ningemkosea na nimuombe msamaha na pia angenisamehea. Yeah.
So kulikuwa na kuomba msamaha,
Kulikuwa
kulikuwa na kusema I'm sorry, and then there was also the forgiving.
Yeah.
And
So apology, forgive.
Yes. And that is the thing that is lacking in marriages today.
Yeah.
People are not ready to forgive their partner.
Yeah.
People are not ready to talk. You've wronged, you've been wronged. You don't want to admit, you don't want to accept, you don't want to acknowledge. But whenever you acknowledge, you admit your mistake, and you ask for forgiveness, you are able to move on to the next, to the next level. Yeah. Because unforgiveness stagnates a marriage. Because you keep remembering this, you did this, you did this. You count on so many wrongs, whereby, as the word of God says, love does not keep a record of wrongs.
And now you are drug-free, no using drugs, keeping your marriage together.
Yes.
You're living right.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. There's some things that you're seeing in front of you. So what are you seeing, if I may ask? Mnaona nini hapo?
A brush.
Brush, eh? Okay, sasa nitakuuliza kama Michael, chukua brush and then wipe half of it. Half of it. Just wipe your half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Half of it, yeah?
Yeah, half of it. You can. This is your part. So.
Ah, good.
Yeah.
Can it spread all over here?
Just. Yeah.
Okay.
So half of it. Okay. Now you can give it to your wife to rub her half. What do you see?
Love.
Love.
Ah, love. Wonderful. And that's the thing about forgiveness.
Yes.
When you take time to apologize and to forgive, you are actually removing what is keeping you from loving each other. So yale yote mlikuwa mmezozana, mlikuwa mnapigana, mlikuwa mnaambiana mambo yenye azileti shangwe, mlikuwa mnafanya mambo za drugs, yote. Once you apologize and you forgive and then you move on from that, what you see is love. So dear viewer, are you apologizing when you wrong your spouse? Are you asking forgiveness when your spouse has wronged you? If you take time to apologize and to forgive, what you're going to find is love. Love lies underneath the wrongs that have been committed. So take time to apologize when you're wrong and take time to forgive when actually you have been wronged. Sasa nikuuliza Michael, unamwitaje Bila? Kuna jina lolote unamtumia kumuita ya utamu?
Majina ni mingi sana.
Nipe moja.
Ile namuita sana kwa sana ni Honey.
Honey. Okay, na Bilha unamuitaje?
Sweet.
Sweet, eh? Sasa nitakuuliza kama Michael, ushikanene mikono na Bilha, Honey wako, na ukimwangalia, ni nini unataka kumapologize, kumwambia I'm sorry, anything that you want to apologize to her for, anything that you want to appreciate her for, and anything that you're committed to do differently from today, ukimwangalia. Angalia tena tabasamu unacheka, ana blush. 21 years in marriage you say. Na bado unamfanya acheke.
One thing I want to assure you is that you will get used to me loving you. You'll have to get used, okay? And I want to assure you another thing, that you will always find me around you whenever I can. To hold you, to stand with you, to be your shoulder whereby you can lean on at all times. And the last thing I want to assure you is that you will remain to have a special place in my heart forever.
Wow, wow.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Bilha, looking at you, sweetie. Umesema ni sweetie?
Sweet.
Yeah, sweet. Anything that you want to apologize to him for, appreciate him for, or you're committed to do differently from today?
You know, sometimes we wrong each other, knowingly or unknowingly. I would like him to forgive me. Hata kama leo asubuhi nimemkosea, I would like him to forgive me. And another thing, and he knows, I will assure him that I will always pray for him. And I always pray for him because he's such a wonderful man in my life. I've never seen such a good person in my life like him. He's so amazing. He's so loving. He has a kind heart. And I will love you for the rest of my life.
Wow.
I will love you for the rest of my life. And you are a blessing to me. And I love you so much.
Love you too.
Feel free to give each other a nice 21-year-old hug. Look at that. A couple, 21 years in marriage that have learned forgiveness. To forgive each other when they're wrong. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a dating or a married couple and you'd like to be part of this show so we can get to host you and celebrate your marriage, celebrate your relationship, feel free to reach us on 111 444 111 or through our social media handle. This issue has been decoded.